Hey there, how are you? I'm so excited, not just about this episode, but I'm excited to press record. I'm excited you get to hear my voice again. I needed that breath. I don't know if you need one too. If you do, go on and give yourself that breath. Exhale, let your shoulders down a little bit, because mine are definitely closer up on my neck than they should be. How you doing? Are you all right? I pray that you are well. I pray you are making decisions so you can be well, so that you can choose you and become the best version of you. Take those small steps, make those small decisions that put you at the forefront, and prioritize your health, your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health, all the healths. I want you to choose you. That is my prayer and my hope, that you are choosing you daily, you are making time for you daily, and that you understand that you are the glue holding so many things together. But if you don't save yourself, ain't nobody else gonna do it. That's what I want for all of us. I want all of us to get just a little bit better every day. Just a little bit. Not a whole lot at once. 'Cause when you do big things real fast or you just go cold turkey, it often reverts. It don't stick. Like how I keep losing weight and then it keep finding my ass. We're not gonna do it big. We gonna little steps at a time. Make small changes, little things. Drink water over soda, over coffee. Small things. Let's keep getting a little bit better together. Okay. I'm supposed to say that somewhere at the end, not the beginning. Welcome back to another episode. If you are new here, hey, I'm Kendall Kennedy, left-handed June Gemini, mom of three, proud autism mom, wife, entrepreneur, nonprofit founder, designated responsible sibling and family member, caregiver to an aging parent with dementia and a bunch of other health issues, author of Getting Our Affairs in Order, We Are Not Properly Prepared, which you can find on Amazon, doctoral student, plant and garden mom, neurodivergent, and probably something else I'm forgetting, but you get the gist of it. If you don't know me, that's who I am. My name is Kendall, and I am overwhelmed because I'm a positive light and never met a stranger. I'm forever talking to people. I've learned through conversations, connections, and divine interventions that I'm not alone in being overwhelmed or having a lot on my plate. There are so many others who are in the same boat, share the same sentiments, and their plates are also piled high and full. I intentionally created this space for women who fearlessly care for everyone else while neglecting themselves. In this space, we talk about the real struggles of juggling it all, carrying the load, and still trying to make sense of where we fit in our own story. On this platform, we foster honest conversations, practical advice, and a little bit of laughter along the way. We teach giving to others and pouring into others from your overflow while promoting staying hydrated and moisturized. Welcome or welcome back. This is I'm Overwhelmed. Now what? Okay, let's jump in. I know you saw the title, you had to see it before you press play. Today, we are talking about something that doesn't come with a certificate, applause, a gold star, Oprah ain't giving us the car, but it just might change things for you. Giving yourself grace. Grace isn't about letting yourself off the hook. It's about letting yourself be human. So if you've been feeling behind, burnt out, guilty, or having those feelings that you're just not enough, this one's for you. Grace is more than kindness. It's compassion in motion. It's what fills the gap between who you are and who you think you should be. Research from Christian Neff, Dr. Christian Neff, a pioneer in self-compassion science, found that people who practice self-compassion experience less anxiety, less depression, and greater emotional resilience. That means grace isn't just a spiritual concept, it's a mental health tool. We love a good tool over here. So if you were grounded in guilt or feeling like you don't deserve the grace that you consistently give others, because I know we giving others grace. You give your kids grace all the dang time. Some of y'all give the wrong partner grace, or the friends that ain't really your friends. You give them grace. Give yourself grace. It's a mental health tool. All right. Let's see. Here's another fact. According to the American Psychological Association, over 60% of women report feeling guilty for taking times to themselves. That guilt, especially for caregivers, moms, daughters, professionals, can become toxic if we don't interrupt it. Let's dead that right now. Put that to bed, bury it 10 feet down. Don't feel guilty for giving yourself grace. You need to give yourself grace. Forgive and forget. And then move forward with your head held high and live in the resiliency that you possess. Okay. You know I love a good quote and a good scripture. It's good for the soul. So here are a few soul-stirring moments for you while we anchor ourselves in some truth for this episode. The Bible says, 2 Corinthians 12:9, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Psalms 103:8, the Lord is compassionate and gracious, slow to anger, abounding in love. So if God can be gracious, and if his grace is sufficient for us, we gonna have to own that. He said his grace is enough. So if he's given us grace, give yourself grace. And here's a couple quotes, one from one of my favorites. If you heard past episodes, you know I love me some Brene Brown. Love her down. She says, grace means that all of your mistakes now serve a purpose instead of serving shame. And I have an unknown quote. You are not required to set yourself on fire to keep others warm. I'm gonna drink this water that's hydrating this episode and let that sink in to you for a second. And if you audiobook or if you're a reader, find Brene Brown books. You can find TED Talks. You can find snips, reels online if you're not a huge reader. Her research on shame and resilience, it will set you free. Her books are great if you want to read however you consume things best. If this podcast is for you, I promise you, Brene Brown is for you as well. Brene. Go find her and thank me later. Message me, post a comment. I'm going to post some of her things online. I'm going to do that. It'll be on my IG, my threads, and the Facebook page for the nonprofit. Because I know some of y'all hard-headed and you ain't going to see it till you see it. So I'm going to help you there. Let me write that down because I'm going to forget that in about 5 seconds. Hold on. I am not perfect. I am a work in progress, but I also have ADHD. So I'm not going to remember what I said. Okay, let me write that down. Post Renee quotes across socials. Okay, got it. All right, where was I? Now that I hope we're grounded with the Lord and our quotes and our good sister Brene, let's talk about some practical steps on how you give yourself grace, because it's a foreign concept to most. So I'm here to help you. We're going to talk about how you can start giving yourself grace today, not tomorrow, not later on, but today, on this day that the Lord has made, where we shall rejoice and be glad in it. We're going to do it today. Because if you wait, you might forget. Let this be one of those small steps you take to doing better and being better. Let this be it. You ready? Bookmark whatever it is that your platforms allowed you to do. Save this part so you can come back to it. Look at the timestamp. If you need to replay it later to regrace and reground, do what you need to do. We got 5 things that will help you start giving yourself grace today. The first one is acknowledge the pressure. So this is an exercise where you need to pause, sit down, get a pen and some paper, reflect for a minute. Even if you set a timer for 3 minutes, and just acknowledge all that you have, the things that are weighing you down, the pressure, the list, the tasks, the responsibilities. Write it down. Write it down. Write down all the roles you're playing. Because sometimes just seeing it on paper, it helps you understand your exhaustion. Because baby, we tired. We is tired over here. And if I'm tired, I know you probably are too. Sometimes we don't even want to admit it to ourselves. But the day is long, and so is my list. But when I wrote it down, it hits different. You know, when you think something, and then when you say something, but when you see it, it really hits you differently. So write it down. Write down all the roles you're playing. We're going to acknowledge the pressure. And once we've done that, the next thing I need you to do is speak to yourself like a friend. I don't know which friend you are or how you approach your friendship, but ask yourself, would I say this to someone that I love? Think about how you talk to yourself. What we say when things don't go as planned, how we feel when whatever failed, when things didn't work out, when you didn't make it, or when you forgot. Those moments, think about that. And then ask yourself, would I say this to someone I love? Because often the things we say to ourselves, we aren't kind. We aren't positive sometimes. Sometimes our self-talk is a little toxic. If we're gonna keep it 100, sometimes that self-talk, it ain't right, it ain't good. And you wouldn't say it to anybody else. So ask yourself, when you're in those moments of feeling bad or guilty, would you say that to somebody you love? And if the answer is no, then why are you saying it to yourself? Let's remind ourselves, God's grace is sufficient. So it's going to have to be enough for us too. Give yourself the grace. And if you wouldn't say it to a friend, don't say it to yourself. Number 3, interrupt the shame spiral. And I was telling you about Brené Brown and all of her research into shame and vulnerability and just being transparent and allowing yourself to feel, and how it really empowers you and it makes you who you are. It speaks to your resilience. It speaks to your determination. And it really gives you your power when you lean into and stop shaming yourself and feeling the shame, but just embrace who you are and be you. Be your best self. But you have to interrupt the shame spiral. Because often we don't just stop at, heifer, you messed up. We go down a rabbit hole. Then we start thinking about other things and what woulda, shoulda, coulda start coming into play. We got to interrupt that. Just like when you realize you've been scrolling social media and it's been 15, 20, 30 minutes, you can't get that time back and you finally stop. Stop yourself. Don't go down the rabbit hole. Don't go down the spiral of negative self-talk. Don't do it. Let me give you something to replace it with. When you hear yourself saying, I'm failing, I should have, I didn't, replace those words and thoughts with, I'm learning and I'm doing the best that I can with what I know. I tried. I showed up. I did my best. Now first of all, make sure that is true. We're not just going to be telling ourselves anything. Let's speak truth and let's speak life with grace. We want to be honest. We want to give ourselves grace at the same time. We ain't finna be over here just lying to ourselves now. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna seek therapy. We're gonna give ourselves grace. Hold yourself accountable. That's important. But give yourself the grace that you give others. So interrupt the shame spiral. Replace the negative self-talk. Number 4 is set gentle boundaries. I've said this before, and you've probably heard it on previous episodes. If not, go back and look at some of the other episodes I've done to help us get in a better headspace mentally about rest. And there are a few others where you'll hear something along these lines where when you set boundaries, I need you to stand on them. 10 toes down. If you got an extra toe, use that one too. Give yourself permission to say no without apology, and also to rest without guilt. Grace isn't passive. Grace is something you do in action. Giving yourself grace is something you need to live by and live into. When you're setting boundaries for yourself because it's better for you mentally, it's better for your well-being, stand on your nose. And here's another one. No is a complete sentence. You don't need a paragraph. You don't owe people an explanation. It's just no. If you so feel to provide additional context, you can, but it is absolutely not required. No, no thank you. That's it. That's all. I'll pass. That works too. Last one. If you're playing catch up, we're writing down the roles we play and acknowledging the pressure we have. And looking at it, you're speaking to yourself like a friend. We're interrupting that shame spiral and replacing the negative self-talk. And we're setting gentle boundaries that we gonna stand on. The last thing we're doing in order to give ourselves grace that we're starting today is choosing one thing daily that feeds you, one thing that's pouring into you, one thing that's giving to you. Whether it's a walk, a stretch, meditation for 5 minutes, sitting down with your favorite beverage in quiet, you'll find that grace lives in those moments. Whether you're clearing your head, sometimes it may just be sitting in your car. Find those moments and give yourself grace. You'll find grace and peace often run together. And if you over 40, probably 35, you'll find that you need the stretch and the walk and the meditation daily just to get by. You're going to need to do those things. If you have not put that in your repertoire of daily things I need to be a better me, add those: movement, stretching, and meditation. You'll thank me later, I promise you. Create those routines in the morning. Sometimes you need to do them at night too. All of those will help you to be a better you. I want you to tell me what you do from this. Please let me know what you take from those 5 practical steps on how to give yourself grace. I'm so excited for you all just to try it, because we can't get better if we don't give ourselves grace. Okay, I want to move into the next section, a reflection exercise. And here is where we take our breath together. You know, I'm huge on breathing. If you've been around, you know that I'm an advocate for taking a deep breath or two. And I encourage you all to do it throughout your day. There are some great breathwork apps out there for free. There's some really good breathing videos you can find on YouTube as well. I'm going to encourage you to take a breath with me right now. All right. Let's inhale through our nose and exhale through your mouth. If you're long-winded, you needed that extra couple seconds. Feel free to do that as much and as often as you need. Sometimes prepare yourself, roll your shoulders a little bit, relax your arms, give yourself a couple breaths. I often do it just before I walk into something, and sometimes I need to do it right after I walk away from something or finish something. There's another thing you can add. That breathing, life changer, I promise you. Commit to it, and it'll commit to you. Okay, for this reflection exercise, I want you to complete these sentences either out loud or in your journal later. There are 3 sentences I want you to say. I want you to do both, actually. This ain't an either or. We need both. Yep. We need both. First one, I forgive myself for. You fill in the blank with whatever it is that you need to forgive yourself for and give yourself grace. The next one is, one thing I did well today was. Even if all you got to say is, I didn't cuss out my kids, my partner, my friend, the person that cut me off in traffic, the lady who knew she had more groceries than I did at the store, whatever it might be. Or I picked up my trash when it blew out the car accidentally. Find something that you did well today and tell yourself that. Last one is, I will extend grace to myself by. I need you to name it and I need you to claim it. so you know it's real. Do all of these in the mirror. Look yourself in the eye. Talk to the man in the mirror. I will extend grace to myself by, and you figure out what that is. What are you going to let go of? What are you going to give yourself grace for? Name it, then claim your grace. Do you feel that? Can you, like, even if you haven't done it yet, do you feel how that's really it's gonna change something. It's gonna cause a shift. But I need you to do it. I need you to get in the mirror and I need you to say it. I forgive myself for feeling guilty. I forgive myself for feeling inadequate. One thing I did well today was I showed up and I didn't want to. One thing I did well today was I was honest. I will extend grace to myself by removing myself from places that no longer serve me. I will extend grace to myself by speaking positive and using affirmations daily so that I know I'm a child of the Most High and so I can better straighten my crown. Find something that works for you. It's just you. It's just you in the mirror. You can say whatever you want. You might extend yourself grace by taking PTO and having a mental health day. It may even be by taking a nap. I'm a huge nap advocate. Do this reflection exercise for you. And if you ain't got to the point yet where you're doing things for yourself because you still ain't figured out just how important you are to you and to everyone else, then do it for me and do it because I said so. Because some of y'all need somebody to say something and get in your face. Get it done, okay? Then report back. Be accountable. Message me, leave the comment, tell me you did it. Tell me you did your reflection exercise. Let me know. I'm waiting. Matter of fact, if you need to pause this now, go find look in the description. I will have these sentence starters for you. So you can't say you forgot. You can't say you didn't write it down. I'm eliminating all of your excuses. Get it done. Okay? Thanks, management. I love you. Even if you don't love yourself enough, I'm going to love you enough for the both of us until you do. This is what tough love looks like. Sometimes you need somebody to step in because you ain't doing a good job yourself. That's what I'm here for. Do those. I'm sorry if y'all hear me over here chewing this gum like a damn racehorse. Let me take this gum out because this is no longer serving me. And it ain't gonna serve y'all either. I am recording this at the Hammond Public Library, where once a month, the last Saturday, I host a caregiver support group at two libraries. At 9:30 a.m., I'm in the East Chicago Library in East Chicago, Indiana. And then at 11:30, I'm at the Hammond Public Library in Hammond, Indiana. So if you are in Northwest Indiana, I welcome you to join. It's an in-person group because that connection is needed. And for those who are caring for others, whether it's your kids, you're raising your parents, you supporting a loved one, or you're doing all of those things, you're not alone. And it's super important to create community and be around like-minded individuals who get it. Come on over. I stayed after today's session because I really wanted to get this podcast recorded. And if I went home, it wasn't going to happen. Life has been life. And so I sat and I stayed and I showed up. Here I am. Let me move on to the next segment. This one is shifting your inner narrative. We've been talking about this a bit already, about getting rid of that negative self-talk and how we're going to give ourselves grace internally. So this is more on the inner narrative. Giving yourself grace is about rewriting the script. Remember how we said we're going to go from this to that? Here we go. Here are 3 more things. Instead of, I should have done more, say, I did enough today. Have you thought about all you did today? All you plan to do? All you did yesterday? Rewrite the script. I did enough today. Okay? All right. Next, instead of I'm falling apart, try saying this. I'm feeling, I'm healing, and I'm human. Is it give yourself grace? Is it given you're entitled to grace? You deserve grace? That's what that's saying. And that's what you need to be saying. Last one. Instead of, why can't I handle this? We're going to say, this is hard. And I am not alone. We're acknowledging. We're not going to lie to ourselves. We're going to acknowledge some things are hard. But I also want you to recognize you're not alone. You don't have to do it alone. Many things we can ask for help. We can look for support. And we choose not to because for some reason we think we got to do it all by ourselves. We don't. And if you don't have anyone you can turn to or support you, can you delegate it? Can you pay somebody else to do it? Have you looked at, does it actually need to be done by you? Can someone else do it? Is there a service? Really consider all that you have on your plate. When you write that list and do that reflection we talked about earlier, think about the hard things. Do you have to do them? Do you have to do them alone? Are there any other options that will lead to that will give you the same outcome, but enables you to do things differently? When we're rewriting the script and you're changing your narrative, sometimes you have to look for alternate routes, just like your GPS does. When you put in an address, sometimes when you see how you gonna get there, the fastest or the most efficient way, it may not be the way you used to take it. It may not be what you thought it was gonna be, but it's still gonna get you there, right? And it's going to avoid closures or avoid the tolls if you put that option in. Sometimes we have to think outside the box, give ourselves the grace, acknowledge the hard stuff, and look for other options to get the same outcomes. All right? You're not alone. If you can't think or get stuck, use AI. There's Microsoft Copilot, ChatGPT, Google Gemini. So many resources are out there for the things that we're doing. And if you pay attention to where the world is going, AI is going to replace and has already replaced many jobs and many things. So why not leverage it to help you? Help you make things easier. Help you make sense of things you don't understand. Help the hard be not so hard. Okay? Your thoughts create reality. You know that saying, you will have what you say, life and death lies in the power of your tongue? Speak life, speak positive, say things as though they were. We're going to give ourselves a grace. We're going to manifest all the good things. And we're going to look for other options to help us achieve the same outcomes. but we're going to work smarter instead of harder. Ask for help. Seek what we need. And don't try to operate in a silo and do everything in a vacuum, because that doesn't work. It don't work. We're getting better. We're getting better together. Change the narrative, and we're going to change the experience. That's what we're going to do. Okay, if you need a few more statistics, you know I got them. So if I'm starting to soften you up a little bit on giving yourself grace and why it's important, here are a few other things for those of you that need facts. You know you're not alone. Harvard Business Review says 42% of working women feel burned out, compared to just 32% of men. 75% of caregivers are women, and they report many report symptoms of depression, anxiety, and chronic stress. That one is from the Family Caregiver Alliance. If you feel like you're drowning, there's a reason. The lifeline you looking for, the floaty you hoping that's gonna come that you can wrap your arms around, it starts with grace. Give yourself the grace. As I get ready to wrap this up, I always want to leave you all with a call to action. I've given you some tools, some facts, some moments to reflect on, and ways you can start giving yourself grace today. Here's a couple more things. Set a grace alarm. I am a huge advocate for using your phone to help make your life easier. Set a grace alarm. I set alarms and I calendar everything. I have to set an alarm to remind me to take my medication and my supplements and my vitamins. Remind me what time all my son's lessons or things, whatever he has happening is happening, scheduling appointments, I calendar an alarm and reminder everything. Or it ain't gonna happen. Like in real life, it's not gonna happen. If it don't come up, it won't happen. So I want you to do this. Set a grace alarm. Choose 1 or 2 times a day where you stop and ask yourself, how can I be kind to myself right now? This is part of how you make something a habit. Until it becomes natural to you, like walking and breathing and complaining, set an alarm 1 to twice a day. Or set that reminder. Title it Grace Alarm. How can you be kind to yourself right now? Figure out what that is. Do you need to take a few breaths? Do you need to acknowledge something you did or maybe didn't do? Set that grace alarm. I also want you to create a grace mantra. Here are a few things you can include along with your affirmations that you should be saying in the mirror daily or have post-its around your mirror or on the wall by you. Here's something else to add. If you ain't did it yet, what y'all waiting on? Okay, sorry. I was about to say don't get on my damn nerves, but I'm not gonna say it yet. But I know some of y'all ain't did it yet. And this ain't your first time here. If it's your first time here, you're excused. But I need you to get it together and get on it. Get started today. Okay, so here are some examples of your grace mantra and some affirmations. I am doing my best, and that is enough. Grace, not perfection. And I give myself permission to rest. Those are 3. Think of a couple more. You got it in you. It's in there. I just need you to say it. Say it from your chest. Say it in the mirror with your hands on your hips and your feet shoulder width apart. Hold the Superman pose. And say those mantras. Say it till you believe it. Say it until it's your reality. Say it until you feel it. I need you to give yourself grace. You need to give yourself grace. You need rest. You need peace. You need joy. You need happiness. You deserve every single thing. All the good the universe has to come. You deserve it all. Give yourself grace. Allow yourself grace. The third thing, after you set your grace alarm, create your grace mantras and your affirmations, phone a grace friend. Text someone you trust and tell them, I need some grace today. If this is a moment, or when you get to a moment where you need somebody to give you grace, if you need a me, text somebody you trust and just say, I need some grace today. Allow others to hold space for you. You'd be surprised that some people will do it, but you never asked, or you never expected, or you never even considered that others would be happy to hold space for you, to send you the positive messages, to uplift you. It's okay. And if you don't have people you really feel can do that, baby, it's time to change your circle, because you are who you surround yourself with. A lot of your emotions and how you feel and how you react is truly about who you surround yourself with, and the things you have seen, the lens and the perceptions that you have to do with the patterns and the behaviors you've associated or you've seen in your experiences. So if you don't have someone you trust that you can reach out to and say, I need some grace today, it's time to consider networking with intention and putting yourself in rooms and places and events where you can find your tribe, where you can find like-minded people who are looking to support and uplift others. Threads has some amazing threads for women looking to support women, or even people looking to support people. If you can't find it in real life, you may be able to find it online. But give yourself grace. Find others that can give you grace and support you. And sometimes you need somebody that's going to call you out on your stuff and say, sit down, be still, go rest. And to tell you that you did okay, and that's okay, and don't worry about it. Because we don't always listen to ourselves. And we still have to work our way out of that negative self-doubt and the self-talk, the negative self-talk, the guilt. We got to work our way out of that. So you're going to need somebody to give you the grace sometimes. Find your person. Last thing, and this is a big thing. It's going to be hard, but we got to do it. Limit social media. Curate what you consume. Be intentional. Limit social media. A lot of it is not really always the truth. It's not 100% the truth. Facebook, all the things, social media is what people want you to see. There are some folks that are 100% transparent and they tell you about their struggle. But a lot of us tend to look at the people who look like they have it all figured out. It's all going well. They're living lavishly, or they're doing all the things that you shoulda, woulda, coulda done if you would have done. Just don't pay attention to that. Mm-mm. Compassion kills grace. Limit your social media. And when you look at it, consume things intentionally. Intentionally find, if you're looking to be an entrepreneur, follow other entrepreneurs. If you're looking to get better spiritually and emotionally, Find those accounts or those people that speak life and speak to you. Look for those quotes, look for those things that give you what you need. Not the pages and the people that show you things that are just a glimpse. Some of them are completely false and they're making money off making themselves look good. Or they want to keep up with the Joneses. Baby, the Joneses ain't paying your bills. The Joneses ain't fixing your life. They're not sending you money. They're not going to keep you out of debt, and it's not going to make you happy. Limit social media. Consume things intentionally. Create the algorithm you want to see. You can unfollow. You can tell it this is not, you're not interested. You can pause, mute, and delete. Give yourself the grace to know what you need to let go of and what no longer serves you. If you got to stop following that person you was dating or whoever they dating now, stop secretly stalking folks. Let it go. Give yourself the grace. Know that you are more than enough and understand that things happen for a reason. Life is about lessons and blessings. If it didn't work out, it was a lesson that you were supposed to learn in it. And if it did work out, it was a blessing. Whatever that is, whatever that looks like, use that as a lens to how you see things. Let go of what no longer serves you. Let go of what doesn't serve you at all. I gotta wrap this up. Okay. In closing, as I get ready to take my seat, I need to drink the water. And I think I need to give you a second too, because that was a lot. That was heavy. That was heavy. However, heavy is the head that wears the crown. And we gonna straighten our crowns and we gonna get our backs straight and our postures together. And we gonna get ready to strut, baby, one foot in front of the other. One step at a time. One moment at a time, one decision at a time. We're gonna give ourselves grace and create the space in life for grace and for peace and joy and happiness. We're getting better together. Just keep going and keep doing it. You got this. You can do it. Giving yourself grace is not weakness. It is one of the strongest things you can do. Because grace doesn't say you're perfect. It says you're worthy anyway. So the next time you're feeling overwhelmed, ask yourself, what would grace look like for me today? And then give yourself permission to give it. You deserve that. All right. Thank you for staying with me through this whole episode. I appreciate you more than you know. I do this not just for you all, but I do it for me too. Because in this, I'm giving myself grace and helping others helps me. I know and understand my purpose, and I feel so good when I do things for other people. So thank you for being a part of me giving myself grace, and thank you for allowing me to live into my purpose. This brings me so much joy. I feel so good when I get done with this. Before I get emotional, if this episode spoke to you, share it with somebody else, because we're not alone. We're all struggling. We're all doing the best that we can. But share this with somebody else who needs to know that they're not alone. They're overwhelmed. Let them know that they are worthy of grace and that they deserve grace. If you haven't already, like and subscribe on whatever platform you're listening to me on. Leave a review. Tag me on social media at I am overwhelmed. Now what? You'll find the podcast. You can find me. I'll leave the links in the description. Tell me how you're giving yourself grace this week. Let's normalize being gentle with ourselves. You see so many people saying they're in their soft girl era, they're in their soft era. That requires giving yourself grace and loving self. That requires self-love and grace. It has nothing to do with anybody else. It has nothing to do with whatever they're saying. You can't live in your soft girl era unless you love yourself and unless you're giving yourself grace. Saying no to some things frees you to be you and to be your best self. So give yourself some grace and let's normalize that. Keep giving others grace and give yourself grace. You're doing better than you think. And as always, we may be overwhelmed, but we are not going to stay that way. Let's keep each other lifted. And if nobody has told you this today, thank you for all that you do. You are doing a good job. Keep going. I'll see you on the next episode.